When I set up the business, one of the kind of values that I had, one of the few values actually that we kind of really wrote down at the start, was to treat everybody as basically as I'd want to be treated myself. So that's like people who are working for the company. It's also for our clients as well. So we've always tried to take a really long-term view. We don't take short-term. We don't try and take advantage of people. Just try to be honest. You know, if there's good news, great, let's celebrate it. If there's bad news, let's share the bad news and talk through why it was bad. And you always come across problems, and you know, we're in technology. There are always problems. You have problems with relationships. You have different issues, but they can all be talked through. But I think for me, it's all about almost a very old-fashioned word of honour. It's just like you have kind of reputation, you have your honour. You're basically trying to make sure that you keep your reputation, that you treat people well, and if the relationship blossoms, absolutely brilliant. We have clients who've been with us for decades, but we also have had clients who've left because maybe the fit wasn't quite right, or they want to move on and do other things, and that's perfectly fine as well. But ethically, we've always tried to treat people really, really fairly, and I reckon that's a good strategy for any business. It gives you deeper relationships with your clients. Your clients know you're good people, and they trust you, and you build that partnership with the client. It's not a client-supplier relationship, because those can become quite toxic, kind of power play between the supplier and the client, or the client and the supplier, whatever way you look at it. But for us, it's a partnership. We're here to make our clients successful, and we also become successful on the back of that. So that's how we treat ethics, and it's worked really well for us. In terms of work-life balance, within Pulsion, we do try and have a pretty good work-life balance. We in this industry, there's obviously there are companies that, you look at some big American companies where people are working regularly to 8 o'clock at night, etc. We're a company and a sector that requires people to be pretty sharp intellectually. So if people get tired, if you don't have a good work-life balance, people get tired. They don't do their best work. So we certainly believe in a good work-life balance. It's also as well, I like the fact of people doing things externally as well. Having hobbies, doing stuff, because some of that, if it's not all work, then you get different experiences in life, and you can sometimes bring those experiences to bear within the business. I mean, an example would be, for myself, one of my hobbies is kind of music and things like recording and stuff like that. As a result, I use a lot of a lot of recording software. I see different user interfaces, even though I'm not studying those user interfaces. But it actually gives me an idea of different ways to do things that are non-related user interfaces within our business. So I think people having a hobby outside or things that they do outside, as well as just making life a bit better for everybody, obviously. But it also does have some benefits to actual work life. So we've always been a good company in terms of work-life balance, and we obviously intend to keep it that way.